Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. Blank believe that aggression is learned. Thus, a child who witnesses aggressive behavior in adults may imitate the aggressive behavior. A. Instinct theorists. B. Innate aggression theorists. B. Social learning theorists. D. Followers of Erik Erikson. The answer is C. Social learning theorists believe that aggression is learned, thus a child who witnesses aggressive behavior in adults may imitate the aggressive behavior. The theorist Bandura, who is a social learning theorist, was able to do an experiment called the Bobo doll experiment, and it showed that children can learn to be aggressive by watching others. Children who saw adults hitting a Bobo doll were most likely to imitate that aggression, proving that behavior can be learned through observation. One of the significant results were boys who copied male adults were more aggressive, and the conclusions of the Bobo doll experiment emphasized the importance of role models in shaping behavior. In modern times, video games and movies showing aggressive behavior and children who witness these aggressive behaviors will copy them in real life, leading to these aggressive behaviors in modern day because these children look up to these movie actors or video games as role models. A cultural norm refers to A. How people are supposed to act. B. How people act. C. How people would ideally like to act. D. All of the above. The answer is A. A cultural norm refers to how people are supposed to act. For example, the train system in Asian cultures, you line up for the train. When you get on the train, you're supposed to be very quiet. You are not supposed to be on your phone. You need to be aware of your surroundings. That is a cultural norm specific to Asian cultures regarding trains. The APGA, which became the AACD until 1992 and is now the ACA, contributed to the growth of cross-cultural counseling by A. The 1972 formation of the Association for Non-White Concerns in Personnel and Guidance, later known as the Association for Multicultural Counseling and Development. B. The 1972 ethic, which made it unethical to see culturally different clients without 3 hours of relative graduate work in this area. C. The 1972 ethic, which required a 3,000-hour practicum in order to work with culturally different clients. C. Urging non-whites to take graduate counseling courses. The answer is A. The 1972 formation of the Association for Non-White Concerns in Personnel and Guidance, later known as the Association for Multicultural Counseling and Development. Answer B is incorrect because as counselors, we need to take cultural counseling courses to make sure that we are able to see individuals of different cultures. And C, the 3,000-hour practicum is when we counselors pass our NCE and we get licensure supervision. We must conduct 3,000 hours of supervised licensure practice to ensure that we are working with all sorts of clients, including culturally different clients. And D, urging non-white clients to take graduate counseling courses is unideal because not all non-white individuals may not be interested in taking graduate counseling courses. When assessing a 35-year-old Arab American female, the counselor notes that while discussing her family, the client uses a louder voice when discussing other issues. This probably means that issues about her family are which of the following? A private matter, B, a cause for shame, D, of lesser importance than other issues, D, of special importance. The answer is D, of special importance, is probably the means of the issue about her family. When you observe other cultures, whether it's Arab, Hispanics, Asians, so on and so forth, observe how they talk about their families. They may use louder voices, they may use softer voices, they may smile, they may frown, so on and so forth. Once you observe these behaviors, you can better understand how family can be of special importance to these individuals. Daniel Levinson proposed a theory with several major life transitions. He, A, is the father of multicultural counseling, B, wrote the 1978 classic Seasons of a Man's Life and the sequel Seasons of a Woman's Life in 1997, C, postulated a midlife crisis for men between the ages of 40 to 45 and for women approximately 5 years earlier, D, B, and C. The answer is D, B, and C. Daniel Levinson wrote the 1978 classic Seasons of a Man's Life and the sequel Seasons of a Woman's Life in 1997 and postulated a midlife crisis for men between the ages of 40 to 45 and for women approximately 5 years earlier. He is not the father of multicultural counseling. The research I have done is that Daryl Wing Su may be the father of multicultural counseling. I may be wrong, and that is okay. I recommend your own research into the father of multicultural counseling because it brings up two people. But focusing on Daniel Levinson, he was able to write 2 books about men and women's seasons of life and postulated the midlife crisis. I would recommend doing your own research and reading his work that he has done about life transitions. It may help you with your NCE. And that is all 5 questions. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.